go.
Get out!
Get out! Are you abusing me again?
You got the review, I got the breakdown. Hi everyone, my name is Americ and welcome to a brand new Game of Thrones Season 7 trailer breakdown with your very own Kenny.
I'm their very own Kenny?
Yes.
Do I belong to the public?
You belong to us all.
Okay.
Kenny, who you can also find on the great
WatchersOnTheWall.com, your primary source of Game of Thrones news and information.
Chill. We just finished the episode. We just finished watching the preview of the next trailer. But before we jump right into it, let's talk about what we can expect in the upcoming episode by reading the synopsis. Of the upcoming episode.
Synopsis!
Queen's Justice, Season 7, Episode 3. What is it going to be all about? Daenerys holds court. Cersei returns a gift. Jaime learned from his mistake. It is worth noting that this episode is actually written by none other than David and Dan. What does that tell you? Does that mean anything?
Well, they write most of the episodes, but they'll keep the ones that they really like for themselves, and they'll go, what are the lesser ones? Oh, Dave Hill and
the Queen's Justice.
Brian Cogman, go ahead and write the lesser ones.
All right.
We want the important ones.
Wow, let's...
This is how they sound, actually.
Yeah, it's uncanny. It's crazy.
The important one.
It's as if they're here. All right. But actually, let's jump into the actual preview to see what we can glean. First scene, we're actually seeing Dragonstone. We're seeing a dragon up on the right-hand side, up far, and we're actually seeing a little old Dany waiting. Who is she waiting for?
Jon. I think they're just jumping forward, man. We're gonna get Jon meets Dany next episode, dude. That's mind-blowing.
So this is obviously a close-up of her in that particular scene, but on the top left, you can see that there's a figure at the top of the stairs, who I think is Melisandre.
Yes. And Varys.
And Varys, right? And we've seen that in other trailers that have been released, but I feel this is the same angle.
Yes.
And that this would make a whole lot of sense. And we move on to King's Landing with Euron arriving triumphantly, pulling his prize, his gifts
like Caesar arriving for his procession triumph down the road, and he's got his barbarians on.
He feels like he likes to praise a little too much.
Yeah,
he's like kind of like Donald Trump like that. He's just like, I'm feeling it. Is he the Donald Trump of Game of Thrones? Can we talk about that? Is Euron the Donald Trump of Game of Thrones?
Make Westeros great again.
Make Westeros great again! I'm just saying! Maybe that's where he's going with this. We are obviously expecting the gift to be Yara and Ellaria coming to and being offered to Cersei. However, in the synopsis, they say Cersei returns the gift.
Oh, I know exactly what
does that mean?
Oh, I know.
Please, elaborate. Tell us. If
you remember, it was season, I want to say 4 or 5, one of the two. Cersei received a certain package. It was a box, it was like a little chest. When she opened it up, a little snake head popped out, and hanging from the snake head was Myrcella's necklace. Oh. And that was a message. Oh, that was a message. Yes, it was.
Sand snakes.
Yeah. And yeah,
God.
I do not want to be Ellaria right now.
Oh my God.
This is not going to go well for her.
Is it going to be a mountain situation?
I feel like they've done that already.
So why would that be? What? Because
how does she return? Yes, exactly. How does she?
But she was to return the gift to whom?
To Ellaria. I mean.
But she's not going to return the gift to Ellaria. Is she going to kill Ellaria's daughter and then return the gift to her?
You're right. She does.
She still has the daughter.
We do have a surviving sand snake.
We do have a surviving sand snake because Euron was went a little bit too ham, but he stopped and said, "Hey, you know what? I got one more. I'll keep her. You never know." So is that it? Is that the return of the gift? That has to be it.
We are not going to see. First of all, by the end of next episode, I'm calling it. There are going to be no living sand snakes.
Yeah.
And
Dorne is like
possibly
gone.
No Ellaria as well, although she may stretch that torture out a little bit. We'll see.
I mean, there's so many episodes. This is episode 3. We're almost halfway there. Like seriously, like this is gonna happen so fast. You said it yourself. We were talking, and things are happening quickly. I was almost expecting the whole Jon and Dany meetup to happen this episode.
Right
so, apparently it's gonna happen next episode. Let's move on to the next frame, which is Cersei sitting and talking to someone and saying, "The war's already begun. I've drawn first blood." Now, who do you think she's talking to? I honestly think this is Ilaria Sand.
Really? No, that's
Because
too private of a,
look at the
chamber.
color of the clothing, right? Yellow gold. You know what? I'm gonna disagree with myself and say maybe not. So who would it logically be?
Yes.
Who is she sitting down with and having a conversation with? Jamie? Jamie doesn't sit down and have conversations.
Right. Jamie's normally like looming by.
Yeah, Jamie's kind of like a stand up, have a conversation type of guy.
Right. Yeah.
He's rarely sitting down.
Tell us in the comments who you think she's
Who do you think
Yeah.
Who do you think it could be? I feel like, you see, there are 2 glasses of wine, right? So it's definitely someone she has a good relationship with.
It can't be Ilaria.
It can be Ilaria. No, I completely agree. So she's drawn first blood. The war's already begun. She's trying to convince someone. Who could it be? Guys, comment below. Let us know who do you think it is.
And whoever is right, Americ will buy you dinner.
No, I won't do that.
You won't do that?
No.
You just embarrassed me in public. In front of all these people.
This is not the last time I do that. Swing back to Dragonstone. This, I think, is the arrival of Jon and Davos. That would make a whole lot of sense. Because then we move on to our good old Tyrion saying the following words, Cersei will be ready. Ha. I can only imagine he's talking to Jon.
We're going to get a Tyrion-Jon reunion.
That's so
cool.
But here's the thing. This is in the throne room.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to go and meet up with them as they arrive,
right,
and then usher them into the throne room to meet Dany. However, in this particular case, Cersei will be ready. Now, here's what I'm assuming this conversation is going to go, right? Jon arrives, say, "What up, King in the North, up in here?" And then Dany is like, yeah, bend the knee, bitch. What's up, right? And then he's like, yeah, I got you. However, I have this other bad Night King that's coming down. It's bearing down on all of us. I kind of need your dragons. I kind of need to mine stuff.
Can I loan? Can I get a loaner?
And she's like, I'm not about that life. I want you to bend the knee and I want to go kill Bitchy McBitchy Face. Hence, Tyrion saying, Cersei will be ready. Because we're not about, playing your games with some mythical creature that they've never heard or seen before. Do you guys see the same?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where they're going with that. And episode 3, we're getting Daenerys, Jon united with Tyrion. What more is gonna happen? Now, granted, we only have 5 episodes left.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like being in a regular season. We'd be halfway through with the season already.
Yeah. At this point, I feel like there's just so little time to even digest or even tell the story that they're just rushing through some of this a little bit.
But it feels necessary, though. I mean, I like the fact that they're doing this. Like they send a message, and then the next frame is receiving the message. You're like, okay.
Those crows are fast. I like this scene in particular because obviously this is the same scene. She's gazing upon the sea, probably looking at Jon arriving. There's something about the fact that, especially knowing her plans, which is, I want to rule, I don't want to murder everyone else. But everyone around her is saying, yeah, maybe you should murder a little bit more people, right? Like be a little bit crueler. And I honestly think there's a sense of isolation that she's getting more and more. And I think the frames and the scenes, you're going to start to see her being more and more isolated. And I think she's bearing 2 different responsibilities. She wants to be a queen, but she also wants to erase the legacy of her father, of the Mad King, which is really, I think, weighing on her now more than it's ever weighed on her in any of the seasons we've had before. Because I rarely remember so many people bringing up her father up until now. Right?
It keeps coming at her.
Yeah.
These constant reminders. But no, you're right. They're telling a visual story as well. And even with the previews that we're seeing, I love what they're doing with it. Because you can see that Dany's going to be more and more alone. My question to you is, do you think there is going to be a romance brewing in the future between these 2?
No. They're so opposed in what they want that short of Jon bringing a White Walker or a White to her, there's very little that would ever align them in the same goal. And I think anybody who's not with her is fundamentally against her.
That's true.
That's how she sees the world. That's how she approaches it. So them coming together based on that sense of loneliness, I don't see it.
I could see
not quite yet.
I still could see a political marriage, though. I could see them saying, "You're a king, I'm a queen.
No.
Let's unite it that way."
I think he has more reasons to marry her than she has to marry him. That's what I think. Because she has an army. She has dragons.
Right.
What does she need him for?
Well, she might see what she needs him for once the White Walkers start coming
Exactly. That I see that happening much more readily. Let's move on to the battle that Grey Worm is going to be leading as they're going after Casterly Rock. He's getting ready.
Yep.
How are we feeling about his chances in this episode?
Just like I was talking to Sandrine earlier, man. We're worried for Grey Worm.
You know, they're gonna go after the Lannister army. They think they got it in the bag, but do they have it in the bag? Is there another trick up Cersei's sleeve? Is she expecting this?
Not Casterly Rock. I don't think she's expecting Casterly
I don't even
Rock,
think she cares. I think for the visual and the symbolism, she might care.
Jaime cares.
Oh yeah,
Jaime
he
cares.
does.
Jaime cares.
Oh yeah.
You can't take his child at home away from him.
God.
And that's where this show becomes Game of Thrones. It just, you're like, oh, but I don't want this character to be unhappy, but I also don't want this character to be unhappy. And oh, don't fight! Oh no, they're fighting! Ah.
But listen, in this particular case, we know that from the synopsis, Jaime learns from his mistakes. So what is he learning from, and what are those mistakes? Has this have anything to do with Euron, with Cersei, one or the other?
I think you're onto something with that because Euron just brought back Cersei what he promised he would bring her.
Yep.
So he's full on wooing.
He is in woo mode.
He's in woo mode. He is 100% woo mode.
Yep.
Does Cersei then broach the topic with Jaime and say, maybe it wouldn't be bad for me to marry this Euron? And you know, Jaime, that is not going to sit well with him. And I'm just saying, because I don't even know if marriage even enters into Cersei's mind anymore.
As much as I see an alliance, I don't see a marriage yet. Because again, if he had more behind him before just a gift, I think, you know, maybe marriage would be like, let's talk about this. He just has a gift.
Right. But she also makes snap decisions. She might just be like,
I'll marry
fuck it, let's marry. Why not? And then Jaime would be like, no more, bitch! Bitch!
I learned from my mistakes. It's not gonna happen.
I learned from my mistakes. You know, I really should not sleep with my sister. Yes, Jaime, you really should not sleep with your sister. That was a mistake. We're hoping you learn from it.
All right. Okay, I think we got it. Although, based on the trailer we saw from Comic-Con, he's gonna be sleeping with her again. At least they're gonna be kissing. So whether that leads to sleeping, I don't know.
Can I argue a point?
What?
We see her going to him and kissing him. I don't quite see him kissing her back yet.
Oh, maybe that's his mistake. That's what he's learning from.
Maybe that's what he's learning from.
Maybe he's like, no more.
But if we get Jon and Daenerys together, then we've got
we got it back.
It's back. It's back. We should have a little.
You should not be
champagne.
You should reduce your sense of excitement for this. Like really.
I should not be excited for incest.
No. Let's pull that back.
All right.
Let's move on to a shot of Sansa in the snow, and I think this is probably after the conversation with Littlefinger, because now she is quote unquote queen in the north. Right?
He left it to her.
He left it to her, so she's running it. So maybe at this point she's like struggling with, what do I do? Do I just banish my brother and say, let's go, let's do this my way? I'm thinking this is what's currently happening. Do you think Bran is going to appear in the next episode?
I do, because we've seen shots of Bran next to a weirwood. He's got a wheelchair. Next to a weirwood, and she's there. I mean, unless we're having multiple scenes with the weirwood in the Godswood.
That's a lot of scenes.
That's a lot of scenes, and we got a lot of things to do. So I'm hoping, yes.
Final scene. Jon, Davos, Missandei, and Tyrion leading the way come into the Dragonstone throne room, and we see Jon gazing upon the love of his life.
See, now you're starting to buy
I'm starting to shit. I am. Yeah. But he is seeing her, and it is a stunning scene of her.
That visual is great.
Yeah, symbolism, man.
That's although it's awe-inspiring, I don't think you go, oh wow, she's totally hot. I think you go, oh my god, I'm scared shitless right now.
Yeah, I think he's taking this a little bit more like seriously. And I think you have to understand, we know Dany. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He knows nothing
He's like
of her.
Crazy Targaryen woman.
Yeah, Targaryen, got dragons, has something I need. That's all I know. Right? Like, and he's gonna go and have a conversation. It's literally the equivalent of him meeting up with Mance Rayder with the wildlings.
Right.
Seriously, because he doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know anything except sort of like legend. So in this particular moment, it's exciting for us, the audience, but I think it's terrifying for him because he's like, I don't know how this is gonna go. He is also in a very precarious situation where he needs something from someone that he doesn't know. And he's gonna have to do a very good job convincing her. And honestly, he's not great at convincing people.
He's not a good salesperson.
He's not great at convincing. And we saw in the Comic-Con trailer, Davos basically saying that, you know, we must fight together or we will all die. And I think Davos is the convincer. Right? He's the closer here.
He's the closer.
Because Jon can't talk for shit.
And I don't know that Dany's very good at it either. She kind of just makes her demands, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But guys, I want to know from you, what are you excited about based on the synopsis, based on the preview? What are the stuff you're excited about? What are the stuff you're expecting? Are there any big moments that you think are going to happen in episode 3? Comment below. Let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know. Anyways, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our other reviews and breakdown with either Mr. Kenny or Sandrine. I don't know, you know, you're gonna have to bring Sandrine from time to time. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.
I'm hoping Bran, wouldn't it be cool, like, Bran and Arya both ride up at the same time? Or Bran's not riding, I think. He's being pushed up, pulled up, he's being just dragging him.
And Mira's like, oh, I'm so pushing this asshole.
No, you think they'd make Mira do it the rest of the way?
I swear, man, yeah.
God!